October 14th of 1944 is the day that a German officer named Erwin Rommel dies. And he's the one who, for some reason, ends up being kind of glorified as the potential, like, good Nazi. It doesn't actually seem like he is, right? The reason that he ended up having to eat some cyanide was because he was involved in the July 20th plot, but he was one of these guys who was involved in the July 20th plot as, like, because he thought it was the next right move politically. All of the actual research seems to say that Rommel had no idea that there was actually a plot against him. He understood that there was a coup attempt in the making. He thought it was time for Hitler to not be in power, but he was imagining a probably less explosive attempt at Hitler not being in power. And it turns out that, like, even his wife after the fact was like, he thought that if Hitler was assassinated, that it would lead to a civil war. And he was like pro Germany and did not want a civil war happening. And there are more interesting characters in the July 20th that we could think about what degree they are good and bad if we want to. We don't need Rommel, who was basically just like power hungry and kind of going where the political winds took him. And that's where Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg comes in. Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg is like the guy who's actually like part of this and like, whoa, 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 whoa. Ideologically, something terrible has happened. And his whole goal is to keep like Germany as a country and to keep Christianity. And he's like, whatever's happening here is not Germany as a country and it's not Christianity. And we've got a big problem. And he wasn't like a good guy with no blood on his hands. In fact, the reason that he knew that there was a problem was because he had been following orders within Hitler's regime and he knew firsthand what Hitler was doing. And he was like, whoa, this is not going to go down in the history books well for our country, y'all. We cannot be doing this. And tried for July 20th. He's the one that actually placed the July 20th boom that almost but did not quite get Hitler. The only people left that could possibly plan against Hitler were people within his own circle, right? The people on the outskirts had already been taken care of years before. When we Google Rommel and we're like, oh yeah, that's that guy who was forced to eat cyanide for trying to kill Hitler, we can't actually, like, if we want to go down the rabbit hole of which Nazis were like the least bad, we can go down the Klaus von Stauffenberg rabbit hole and be like, oh, that's that guy who was like, whoa, wait, what are we doing? Rommel was just one of the guys who realized that the train was going to leave the station without him if he didn't figure out the next plan.